Hello. Wait a minute. Let me fix this. Oh, shoot. Of course.
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
You can. Hey, Chris. Hey, Aaron.
What's up?
Oh, everything's great. Hey, DeMarco, you made it.
Hey, how's it going? How's it going, everybody?
Good.
Live
good.
from the airport.
I'm at my hometown bowling alley,
Oh.
Where's your hometown?
Evansville, Indiana.
All right, for Indiana in the house.
Yeah, I literally just got in, and I just surprised my mom. She didn't know I was coming, and all my aunts are here, and even one of my uncles. So it's my mom is one of 11.
Oh, wow. Hey, Cheryl.
What's happening? Hey guys. What's
Hey,
happening?
how you doing?
Oh, you lit it up tonight. Oh, DeMarco. Sheesh.
I gotta turn this light up.
I'm so
It's kind of
appreciative.
dark. There, that's probably a little better.
Is that good?
All right. Well, this was an interesting episode, huh, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Chris cried for the first time, maybe.
Wow, is that how we start off? Really?
That's how we start off.
Literally.
Yeah.
Chris, I want to know.
All
Was that the first time you've ever cried?
Well, DeMarco,
It was not the first time I've ever cried. It was
Outside of the bedroom.
You know what?
Okay, guys.
It was, however, because DeMarco's story resonated with me because of a very close friend of mine who I felt had been going through something very similar. And so as I was listening to those words and listening to kind of what, some of that trauma was, it reminded me of someone who was very close to me. And so that was a bit of the trigger. It was the idea that I said, wow, I've kind of heard this before. This sounds very similar to someone else that literally very recently had communicated that. So for me, the emotions were, less about DeMarco per se, but more about this person who had gone through something similar. So yeah. So
And that's what's needed.
it was just kind of like, wow, this is so familiar.
DeMarco, I want to say that Imani calls them liquid. It's liquid power. Anyone that feels like they can't cry, they must be dark soul. So when you come in with truth, and like you said, Chris, you can relate as to others. Hey, it's human nature.
Yeah.
Thank you for your truth.
Well, we want to always, I know Aaron is really adamant about this, and we share this. We want to thank the people who are joining us in the live, and hopefully somebody is paying attention to the questions, because I think that people probably have questions. So we want to give a shout out to everyone who is joining us. Feel free to ask questions, and we'll try to get to some of those questions and pose them to DeMarco and other members of the cast. So while we're doing that, why don't we jump right in? And we didn't get to hear as much of in the episode about the triumphs that you turned your life into, DeMarco.
Okay.
We heard, we got to go on a good portion of the journey. We got through the devotion, and we understood sort of this blossoming, right? And so we wanted to get an opportunity tonight to talk a little bit about some of the triumph that, your incredible story has resulted in for you. Can you speak some things for our audience?
Awesome. Well, first of all, I just want to thank each and every last one of you for allowing me onto your platform. And what a beautiful exhibition, what a beautiful show, great questions, beautiful energy. And I just want to tell you, each one of you, thank you so much. I feel so grateful that I got that time to spend with you in that, it's just in that format. Some of the triumph that's come from in my life is that overcoming shame, overcoming fear, still learning how to overcome the people pleaser in me. And with overcoming that people pleaser, it's given me a healthy relationship with my mom, with my siblings, with myself. Um, I've explored a little bit. I'm not dating at the moment, but I've explored being able to go out on dates and to not have those elements show up. So that's another place where I feel so very fortunate. Um, Part of the charisma and part of the charm that I feel that is myself is that nothing is forced. Nothing is, it's not, I don't feel like I have to put on a performance anymore. And that's one of the biggest, that's one of the biggest triumphs that I've had is no longer performing, just being, loving, creating, and giving. That's where I'm at right now. So that's the triumph that I'm experiencing.
Go back to the
I get to
family.
do shirts.
I want you to go back to your family. You started there, and you said starting with your mom and your family and the people pleasing. Talk a little more in depth with that, would you?
Absolutely. Growing up and being around. Let's say my cousins are all walking in right now.
Oh my God! You might have to get off early. We'll understand.
It's a beautiful thing when my family gets together because, like I said, my mom is one of 11, and then there's a ton of cousins, so you don't know where you fit. And so when you've been hurt, when you've grown up with shame, when you've grown up with this pain, you tend to shrink. And when you shrink, you just filling an area because you don't know what is right for you. You don't know what is wrong for you. You just know that as long as I don't feel hurt in this, I will fill this void. So I've got to be invisibly visible. I got to be so invisibly visible. But now that I didn't put it on my family, I put it on me. And it wasn't something that, I'm putting this harsh thing on myself. No. I had to figure out what my definition of love is and how do I live up to that standard. And does it really truly fit for me? And that standard is a living document. It's a commitment that I get to live and breathe every day as I get to journey into being more of who I am. So that's the beautiful part about, that family dynamic. The more I show up in love for me, the more I get to love my family right where they're at. And they get to love me. Even walking in tonight, my auntie is pulling up her jacket to cover my face, and then I have two other aunts sitting at the table, and they're all grinning, keeping it away from my mom. And then all these cousins and baby cousins are running around. And then as soon as my aunt lets the jacket down, everybody runs up to me and hugs me. I never could have imagined in my life that this would be my life. This would be my journey to feel that type of love. So
there's several people in the chat, DeMarco, that are asking about, they're relating to your story of addiction. They're relating to triumph and that struggle. I know it's been a few years since the events you shared with us on the show. Do you still feel the call of addiction? And if you do, how do you deal with that?
I do feel the call of addiction, but the call isn't the drug. The call is the addiction to the emotions that led me to the drug.
Whoa.
And so
how do you distinguish? Because the emotion was what it was, right? And so there was a time where you turned to drugs or whatever to deal with that emotion. How do you manage that today that's different?
Knowing your trauma, your triggers, and your triumph. When you know what the trauma is, you can identify the triggers, you can detach yourself and remove yourself from it. You can have conversations with your support group and then go into the triumph of it. You never shy away from celebrating yourself each day, because each day brings a new trial, a new pain, a new fear, because addiction is like a virus. It continues to mutate, especially when you grow into the emotion, because it creates its own processes. So each day I have the opportunity to, if I feel that there's a calling there, I have a support system around me that I tell each month, this is what I'm going after. This is what support looks like for me. Can you commit to texting me once a week and asking me these certain questions? so that I can maintain a level of joy and peace in my life without turning that dark corner, because that's a corner I don't want to journey down again.
Someone asked if you were speaking engagements. Are you there? Are you doing those things yet?
Yes, I do speaking engagements.
Okay.
I'm available to do speaking engagements.
Right on.
I'm
Indeed.
loving the pink on you. I'm loving it.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
And the
I
hat,
appreciate
Aaron,
it.
I'm loving it.
Okay.
Y'all always give such a flavorful fashion vibe. All of you, Chris, all of you, you always, you know what, you give fashion all day long. I just love seeing it.
I think it's our way of role modeling how to own your power and be free. That's
Yes.
what we all are here for.
Yeah.
Someone just said, "What's ahead for you? What's your vision?"
I have some things in the works, but what's ahead of me is no restrictions. No restrictions. I'm I don't want to jinx anything,
Yeah.
but I am working on a book right now, and the book is more about healing old wounds with new tools.
With the new tools.
Yeah, healing old
You know,
wounds
you
with
said
new tools.
you said something a moment ago, DeMarco, about the questions that you ask someone, the person to text you to text you. Would you feel comfortable sharing? Because there may be listeners who could benefit from the questions that's good for someone to ask another person to keep them on track, to keep them in that glow and in that space of love. Would you mind sharing
Yes.
a few of those?
Some of the questions, great question, by the way. And some of the questions, some of the questions that I like to be asked is, how do you feel in this moment about where you were last week? Not to mention, another question that I like to be asked is, from then to now, where are you from 1 to 10? Where are you right now with yourself? What is your level of love? Where is your level of joy? What is your level of expectation for you this week? What are you journeying into this week? And me answering those questions gives me a goal. It gives me a plan to my goal. It gives me a strategy to my plan, and it gives me action items to my strategy, and it gives me deadlines to my action items. So every time that I'm expecting someone to text me each week, and being a competitive person, because I like to say that I'm not competitive, but I'm a competitive person. I'm competing with myself. So when I'm asked those questions, it's not that I want to show up and be my very best self because Brittany, Zola. Sorry, that was my baby sister.
That's okay.
But
Someone just said their sister passed away.
but I love when those questions are asked to me. It's not that I'm trying to be better. It's that I get to talk about the betterness of who I am, because I put myself down for so long and neglected that part of me, that now I get to amplify that joy and amplify that love. So those are some of the questions.
One of the family just said his sister passed away at what was that, 33, from an overdose, and have 2 kids. Any feedback for that family, Melvin?
To be perfectly honest with you, it catches me a little off guard, and I'm very sorry, and my heart goes out to you. The best thing that I feel that you can do in each moment is lean on your self-love, even when pain arises, even when fear shows up, even when not knowing what to do shows up. But know and write down for yourself, I love myself today because, and send that affirmation out in each and every day. I like to do 10 I am affirmation, 10 I am a, and then 10 I choose to live with. And definitely, I like to say I am love, I am light, I am peace, and then I say I am a brother, I am a friend, I am a beneficial presence on this planet. I choose to live with kindness. I choose to live with integrity. I choose to live with hope. I choose to live with faith in God. So when you say those things and affirm those things, that's who you are. That's who you are becoming. and that's who you choose to be. And as you're going out your day, even if you get beat up 10 times, remember, you still have 30 other affirmations that you created for yourself to lean on.
DeMarco, I wanted to just jump in, just to talk. I know you were traveling, so you may not have had an opportunity to see the episode. But from what you may recall, um, it was very, very intense. As Aaron has pointed out from my tears. But um, I do want to just say, as you just finished that last statement and kind of your affirmations and how you encourage people, I think that a lot of what you kind of revealed in that episode was a little bit different. You talked about, this wasn't about just the drug situation or, the addiction situation. You talked about sexual assault. And
I just want you to say. I just want you to say hi. I'm so sorry. This is my
oh,
mom.
no worries.
We're on
Hi.
live TV right now.
How are you?
Hey, it's
Oh.
so good to see
Here, you
you.
can put this in your ear.
Oh,
Okay.
Yes.
thank you.
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. I'm really good. That my son came all the way home to see me. I'm so
Yes.
happy.
Oh, Mom, we love that. We love that.
Yes.
Nothing
You know,
like
I'm
it.
so glad that you're there.
he's touching so many hearts all across the world. We're so grateful for the truth and the honesty and empowering so many. Thank you for giving birth.
Thank you.
For real.
This is a very special moment because I get to share this with my mom and my siblings, and I've never had the opportunity to do that with my family here. So this is a very special moment.
Right. Oh, we're so happy.
That's
So,
what the house is
Mom,
all
Mom,
about,
Mom,
DeMarco.
since
This
you,
is a wonderful moment. Thank you so
yeah,
much. I was hoping you were going to bring your mom on. I know you mentioned you were there. And I was, in my head, I went, I hope he brings her on. So I
Oh,
think that was very nice. Very nice.
honor.
Well, I think it was God that sent me back here. He knew about it before I did. So he, 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 he sent me this way for a reason.
That's beautiful.
sure did.
Absolutely beautiful.
Sure did.
Yeah.
Looking like twins.
That is true, Cheryl.
Beautiful, Barbara.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, Chris. I'll go back into your question. Can you repeat your question?
So, you know what, Mom, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
What would you share with the world that you would want them to know about your son that we don't know or we may not know? What would you share with us?
Great question.
That he is the most amazing young man that I have ever met and known in this lifetime. The most amazing. Not just because he's my son, is because I think that even from birth, like when actually, I just want to share a little story with you, just very quickly.
Please.
When he was probably about 7 months old, something caught on fire in our home, and he was laying next to me, and this fire was coming up, and I was still sleeping, and he kept hitting me in my face, and I didn't know why, and I was like, "You stop!" And he kept hitting me and hitting me and hitting me, and then when I woke up and I seen all of these flames, this kid was only 7 months old, and he saved everybody's life in the house, and I knew that he was going to be an amazing person after that.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Wow. That's great. That's great.
And he has been amazing ever since. And all I said was, I was like, God has brought somebody in this world to be miraculously great, and it just happened to
And
me.
so,
It just
and you
happened
know
to be
what,
right
and
for
Mom,
me.
you know what, and I love this moment. I love this story, and I want to just also tag on and ask. So as he then entered this journey where he was discovering himself and his sexual identity, how did you as a parent How did you embrace that? Because I know some of our viewers would love to know how you as a mom, actually supported him in that journey.
Well, he shared it with me like later on, in later on in life, and it did not matter to me at all.
Uh,
At all. He's still mine. I still love him unconditionally, no matter what. He's still a human being. He's a person, and he has great love for everybody. So that didn't bother me at all.
my mother is. I'm on this show right now, and my mother. I came to the house at 17 and brought my first girl home from a gay bar, and I said, "Mom, this is my lover, and I love her," and she fainted. So she's been going to. So now she's in the church, and she's standing up for this woman. Right? She's like, I told her, I said, hey, all I can say is you're judgmental, but the judgmental church members tell them they're going to bust hell wide open with a handmask. So the fact that you say he's full of love is my child, and I love him. We thank you for being that parent to stand in the pain, because so many
Yes,
people don't know how to do that.
absolutely, absolutely. I was like, I don't care. I still have mad love for him, and whoever he loves, I'm going to love. So it doesn't matter.
That's beautiful. DeMarco, what I wanted to ask you, because we rarely get, I know one of the things for children in particular, I mean, you're clearly fortunate and blessed to have the kind of love that you talk about on the show, and your mom to come here and we see it in action, right? What is it like for you to, in this moment, be really experiencing, your mother giving the kind of testimony that she's giving about you to the world, right? Vis-a-vis our live show. I'm curious as to what that must feel like for you.
Um, it's not surreal because ever since I shared that moment, the funny thing about sharing this with my mom said she knew 2 years before I said anything. She told my sisters, don't say anything, just wait till I say something. And so ever since I've been able to share this one part of me that kind of manipulated a piece of me into not believing that I was loved and not cared for. So once that part was open, the floodgates of love and respect has always been there. So I get to come home and laugh with my mom and joke with my mom. Me and my mom will get on the phone for every 3-4 months. We'll get on the phone for 4 or 5 hours, and we'll laugh and joke and we'll talk about everything. And then we go back to our corners. So this moment right here is the very first time that my life got to be on camera, and I got to share it with my mom. I've been dreaming of this moment for 20 years.
Oh,
I've been doing this for 20 years. So I've been dreaming about this, and so now that it's actually here, it feels natural. It feels normal because we're kind of like that. The way that we are right now is the way that we always are. So it feels natural. It feels normal, but it's also one of the biggest blessings that I've ever had. Thank you for asking.
Thank you for that. Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for sharing that, because I think so many people, you talked about fear on the show, you talked about shame, you talked about being disconnected from courage and that journey to all of those things. And I think what our viewers get to see is this is what's possible when you step boldly into your own truth and your light and love. So this is this couldn't have been, we couldn't have scripted this. This is absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much.
I just want him to be the best him, and I just want him to be the best person in the whole world, and I just want him to love him own self unconditionally like I do.
Wow.
That's my wish for him.
Aaron, would you like to? I would love Aaron to say, Aaron, any question, or how does this touch you to see your mother? And we don't get this. Aaron and I, we don't get this.
Oh gosh, it's so foreign to me. I feel like I'm watching another country. It's like
It's so wonderful.
it is wonderful. Yeah.
It really is, to know and let you know. And I know you already know this, Marco, but what a blessing. What a blessing to say, I'm home and I feel this kind of love, and just thank you for being the role model, both of you, of what's possible.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
Are you religious?
Yes, I am.
Because a lot of people, I know from my experience, my mom, it's the religion that says homosexuality is a sin. You've got to stop it. And so I believe my mother was acting out of love, that she wanted to protect me or save me or something.
Mm-hmm. My thing is this. I just believe that God, he loved all of us regardless. That's what I believe. That's my truth, and that's what that's what I believe in. We all are going to have a judgment day, every one of us, and that's just, and the truth of it is that I love him regardless of what anyone else has to say. I don't care. He's mine. He belonged to me, and it's so and I'm fine with all of it. Be whoever you want to be.
All right, Mama. I love it. That's right. He's mine.
Yes, he is.
That's the statement of the night. He's mine.
Yes, he is. Yes.
And as a
yes.
parent, I'm a parent also, and that really resonated with me because that's how I
Yeah.
feel about mine. That they're mine.
I
And
was
so
calling
people
it
have all kind of opinions, but that's fine, whatever opinions they want to have. But at the end of the day, they're mine.
Yeah.
I love it. That's beautiful, Mama. Thank you. Thank you so
Well,
much.
this is another
Thank
little. This is another little
you.
treat. You get another little treat. So my baby sister just walked in.
And thank you for sharing
If you don't mind,
and
I
loving
want her
my
to say hello
son
to you.
as well. Thank you so much. I
It's
appreciate
our
that.
pleasure. It is our absolute pleasure.
All right, well, I'm
It
gonna
was
go now
absolutely
back to the family.
captivating.
It was nice to meet you.
Thank you.
You too.
Bye.
Yes.
Bye.
And I guess we won't keep him too much longer.
No, we won't.
Yeah.
As we close, DeMarco,
Can
why
I
don't
read
we
a quick
close
comment?
with?
Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Aaron.
This comment just really spoke to me.
Go
Scott
ahead.
said, "That's right. Don't put a God-sized wall between you and your child."
Oh,
That is
Oh.
beautiful. That's powerful.
Oh,
wow.
this is my baby sister. I just want her to say hello.
Oh,
The right side.
wow.
Hi, sis. How are you?
I'm coming through.
Woo! Okay,
Let me tell you something. This is not a highlight about me, but I am so proud of my brother. And to be able to say that, hey, this is my brother. And to watch him overcome everything that he has experienced in his life, all of the trauma, all of the self-doubt. It's a beautiful thing because it inspires me to keep going from what I've experienced in my own life. So I just wanted to say that I'm grateful that he is my brother, and I'm grateful that I am able to experience him, and he's such an inspiration, and he makes me proud. This is not about me again. This is about him.
Oh,
So it's
Thank
so
you.
nice to see you guys' faces. Thank you for allowing me to have this short snippet with you all. But again, I'm so grateful that DeMarco Majors is my big brother because he's such an inspiration to me and to everyone else.
That is beautiful. Thank you for that. You know what? This is a perfect segue to our final question for you, DeMarco.
Okay.
What are you most proud of, DeMarco?
What am I most proud of?
Yes, for yourself.
The relationship I have with my family now. The relationship that I have with my family now, outside of fear, outside of trauma, outside of the limelight of the industry. Because even when even when you sit and listening to my mom and my baby sister, this is not these are not jokes. These are not just because the camera is on. This is how we are, and we're very raw. We're very truthful. We're very open, and no one gets away with nothing. So, having the relationship that I have with my family now, as opposed to the people pleaser and the fearful young man that I once was. That is my most accomplished moment because I'm watching my sister and I'm watching my nieces and nephews being raised by her with the level of love she's had from the way that we've changed, and we've watched our mom change, and we've watched our other sister change. This is my most crowning achievement, is my relationship with my family. It'd be easy to say some of those little bitty things like, oh, basketball was great, and traveling the world was great, but at the end of the day, the people that I'm going to pop my toe knuckles around and laugh and joke with and put on, when we have our spa moments together, when we put cucumber on and have our wine with our mom, that's the crowning achievement. Because, and to anybody out there who's ever lost a parent, I lost my father, to still have a parent here that you can do this with, that's one of the most beautiful things that you could ever experience. And those of you who are out there who have lost a parent, I am so very sorry. My condolences to you. This is not no punch to anybody. It's just that this is my life. I never could have ever imagined what just happened right now. I never could have imagined it. So thank you.
We're just so grateful to be chosen, to do this and hear these words coming from y'all. Man, it means so much.
It's a lot. It drove me to drink.
Well,
with that, we're going to say goodnight.
I didn't forget your question. I'm sorry, we didn't forget your question. Thank you for being so patient and allowing my mom to have her moment when you were asking a question. I didn't forget you.
I hear you.
And DeMarco, Nadia is insisting that you do a podcast with your voice.
Chris, before we close, did you want to revisit it or shall we wrap?
No. We should wrap. I think this was a beautiful, beautiful moment, and I love the family. I think that was great. It was such a treat, and so many people have that experience, and so many people do not. So it's so nice to just have a visual moment where we can see that love and embrace from your family.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Chris.
We're going to close on love tonight.
That wraps it up right there, baby.
See you guys.
All right,
Everybody
thank you,
got
DeMarco. Enjoy the rest of your family time.
It's just beginning. Thank you guys so much.
To all the fam that came and joined us, man, we love y'all. Thank you for your questions.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank
See
you.
you next Friday.
Take care, everyone.
That's right. Next Friday, Fox Soul, 6 o'clock Pacific, 9 o'clock Eastern.
Excellent. Thank you, Antonio.
See y'all. Love that. Love your pink, Cheryl.
Thank you so much. Y'all gonna make me do more of it.
Cheryl, you made me dress up. I saw Cheryl earlier.
Really? Well, I'm glad. I'm gonna do this on the show because we come in third season.
All right.
Later, baby. Bye, boo.
Good night, y'all. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Bye-bye.